Revenge films.
My name is Takago Sukayama. 6 months ago, my husband suddenly told me.
Reika's in elementary school already. You should start looking for a job.
Now, I work at a supermarket as a part-time job. I became a housewife after our daughter was born, so I was very nervous about my new job.
The company I work at is having a rough time. My pay's being cut, and we need the extra cash. I'm just worried that our daughter won't be able to go to college if we continue this path.
My husband was the one who took care of the family's finances, so I had no idea we were in a dire situation. I'll do my best. The people that worked at the supermarket were all friendly people, and I enjoyed working there. I made some cookies for everyone. Oh, and you should give it to your daughter, too. Thank you so much. I was blessed with such nice coworkers, so I didn't mind working there at all. But for some reason, my husband thought poorly of me because of it.
I don't like your carefree attitude. Don't act like you like your job. It makes me sick.
He has built up a lot of stress over the years working at his job. And my attitude towards my job made him furious. It might also be the fact that his overall salary was being deducted, but it was hard being around him at the time. Recently, his job allowed him to work at home, which made things much worse as a family. He brought anger and stress into the household, which made the atmosphere of the house insufferable.
Where's my lunch?
Sorry, I had no time to make them. I have some leftovers in the refrigerator from yesterday.
Are you serious? Why the hell do I have to eat leftovers?
He threw the ashtray towards me. Instinctively, I left the house out of fear. When I came home, the ashtray was still on the ground. I couldn't believe it. I picked up the ashtray with tears in my eyes. I don't know why he was doing this to me. The next day, I dropped my daughter off at school and left to work at the supermarket. I left your lunch on the table. You can heat that up for lunch.
Are you serious? Again? Are you making fun of me just because I'm making less money? Don't you forget that you're only working at a supermarket while I'm working at an actual company. Don't forget who the breadwinner is for this family.
Don't yell in front of our daughter.
Daddy, don't yell at Mommy! Isn't Mommy working because you told her to? Mommy is working hard! Please be nicer to her!
I guess our daughter's words hit him hard because he left the room without saying another word. Afterwards, Reika and I talked while heading over to the school. Reika, I'm sorry you had to see that.
It's not Mommy's fault. Daddy's being mean to you. Mommy, if you want to get a divorce with Daddy, it's okay. You don't have to worry about me.
I had no idea where she learned the word divorce. I felt like I failed my daughter as a mother because she was looking out for me instead of the other way around. It's okay, Reika. Your daddy and I are not getting a divorce. After a while, everything will go back to normal.
Really? Okay, I'm going to school now.
Okay, take care. Reika is all grown up now. It seems like only yesterday when she was born. It was at that moment I heard a loud banging sound.
A girl just got hit by a car! Someone call the ambulance!
My heart was pounding. Please don't be her. I saw a crashed car and Reika lying on the ground. Reika! No matter how loud I called her name, she wasn't responding. Let's wait for the ambulance. Shaking her will only make things worse. An old lady nearby called the ambulance, and I stayed by my daughter's side, calling her name. I tried calling my husband on the phone, but he didn't respond. The ambulance finally came. Sorry, can you look after my daughter? I need to call my husband. I sprinted towards my house as fast as I could. When I entered my house, I heard a loud noise.
Takako?
I saw my husband having sex with a different woman in my house.
What are you doing here? Don't you have work? Stop looking at us!
What the hell is he saying? I was furious, but at the same time I was more worried about my daughter, and I could hear the ambulance closing in. I shut the door and ran towards my daughter. I thanked the old lady who stayed by my daughter's side and got on the ambulance with my daughter.
Were you able to get in contact with your husband?
No, I couldn't find him. Thankfully, Reika's backpack was able to cushion the fall, leaving no visible marks on her. By the time we got to the hospital, she was completely fine. Just to be sure, the doctor checked her through different scans and found no damage on her.
While she seems fine, I advise you to let her stay at the hospital for the night for further checkups.
I was so relieved. Before I could call my work, I remembered that awful thing that happened at my house and became furious. I told my parents who came to the hospital about everything.
I can't believe him! At a time like this, too! I'm going to beat him up!
Hiroshi doesn't even know I'm here. He told me to leave the house before I could even say a word. Mom and Dad, could you please do me a favor? The next day, I picked up Reika and returned to my parents' house. Then, I got a phone call from my husband.
I knew it! I knew you were going to stay at your parents' place! Why didn't you come home? Don't tell me you're still mad about what happened yesterday! How dare you try to leave the house! Come home immediately and make me lunch!
I turned off my phone to ignore his calls. Once he left for work, I went back home and got all the evidence of his infidelity. That weekend, I called my husband to come to my place to talk. I found all the evidence of your infidelity on your laptop and phone. I even called your other girlfriend and she told me everything. I couldn't believe you were sleeping with our neighbor.
So what? She was the one who instigated it first. How can I resist a younger, more attractive woman's advances? It was my duty as a man to sleep with you. Do you understand? And the only reason I was sleeping with her was that you were always working at the supermarket. It's all your fault!
You were the one who told me to work in the first place.
I made you work so you would understand how I feel when I have to work. Instead, you started enjoying your work. How do you think I felt when I saw you enjoy yourself while I had to work my ass off?
So you're saying it's all my fault. Okay, then let's get a divorce. I can't deal with you anymore.
How are you going to pay for all of this if you're going to get a divorce? I bet you don't even make that much to survive.
Forget about the money. I can deal with that for myself.
What? I don't get it. What about Reika? She's going to be sad if we split.
I can deal with that myself. Don't worry about her. She told me she doesn't want a dad that doesn't even visit her when she got into a car accident. By the way, my manager asked me if I wanted to work full-time, so I don't even need your money. Not to mention, my lawyer told me I can get a fortune from the alimony after we get a divorce.
What the hell? I'm not paying a single penny.
Keep dreaming. I'm also suing the neighbor for everything she's done to me and my daughter. I gave the neighbor's husband all the evidence to back it up. Do you even know what her husband does for a living?
How the hell am I supposed to know?
He used to be a Yakuza.
Are you serious?
After talking to my husband, he immediately ran away out of fear. He was eventually caught by the husband and was beaten to a pulp. As for me, the neighbor felt really bad for what his wife did and gave me 2 million yen in damages. I was also able to get my alimony from my husband. Apparently, he had to sell his house to pay off all the debt. He tried to return home but was denied access by his parents. He was also fired from his company after the news spread. The company also found out he did nothing during his time working at home. He spent his days sleeping at an internet cafe, eventually disappearing without anyone finding out what happened to him. I was even told by my neighbor he's taken care of, which I don't really want to know what happened. Now I spend my days with my parents and my daughter, having a happy family life. I wonder what he's doing right now.
Let's forget about Daddy. I'm happy with my mommy, Grandma, and Grandpa.
Thank you, Reika. I'm going to do my best to support my daughter.
How was today's video? If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Stay tuned for more.